One of the things that annoyed me the most about high school and college, or being in group projects, or even the work environment, was how often people love to complain about someone or something that they were frustrated with. And it's another reason I hate social media. You go on there and it's filled with a ton of people posting complaints, tweeting people that they're frustrated with. It's this whole call-out culture where we love to talk about what's broken, but very rarely do we find people who have the courage to actually be a part of the solution. Think about the greatest companies in the world. Think about some of the greatest humans of all time. They were solution-focused, not problem-focused. But so often we love to sit there and talk about what's wrong, why we can't, what won't work, and it honestly drives me crazy. We all know those people. When you're in a group project, they care way more about being right than they care about finding a common solution. We also know those people who love to sit quietly when people are talking, not say a word, and then go and leave, and when they get to wherever they're going, all they can do is complain about the group of people that they were just spending time with. Those kind of people, they're focused on problems, they're not focused on solutions. And what I want you guys to understand is greatness, creating incredible things, those aren't reserved for people who are problem-focused. Those are reserved for people who are solution-focused. The people who make it, the people who create great things, the people who go on to change the world, they don't just make it about a problem, they make it about a solution. And it's incredible to me how many people don't even realize the first thing out of their mouth is almost always what's wrong or what's broken. I want you to try something. I want you to carry a sheet of paper with you for an entire day. And every time you complain, every time you gossip about another person, or if you talk about something that you're frustrated with, I want you to put a little tally marker on it. And I think you'll be shocked at how many times a day the thing that comes out of your mouth is a problem and not a solution. As you think about where you want to go in life, who you want to be and what you want to do, here's something you have to consider. It takes very little talent and is not impressive to anyone talking about what's broken or what you don't like. Nobody's looking for that skill set in a person. No one's looking for someone who's great at just identifying a problem, but has nothing to do with being the solution. So if you want to reframe your thought process, if you want to start over and you want to focus on being the solution and not the problem, here's a couple things that you can think about. Reframe your thought process. The best thing you can do is start the day off by finding something you're grateful for instead of finding something to complain about. More often than not, the first thought that pops into your head in the day is a complaint about what's in front of you. If that's the way you start your day, that's the way your day's gonna go. Start your mornings off with a positive thought. Start your morning off with something that you're grateful for instead of focusing on what's broken. Think about something that's working well and then build from there. And for a lot of you guys, you spend so much time blaming other people. We like to blame our teachers for the homework we get. We like to blame our parents for what they do. We want to blame our coaches for not getting enough playing time. We want to blame the world for what's broken and what's wrong. You have to understand, the minute you start blaming other people, again, you're focusing on the problem instead of being a part of the solution. So move past it. Move past the blame. The blame game, it never solved anybody's problem. For a lot of you guys, you gotta own it. You gotta own when you mess up, you gotta own when you make a mistake, and you gotta continue to move forward. So many people don't wanna own their mistakes. So many people don't wanna own the fact that we don't always get it right. If you can't own those things, you're never gonna be a part of finding a solution towards things getting better. The journey to solutions, the journey to fixing problems, it's not perfect, it's not easy. It's filled with a lot of moments where you recognize that you were gonna be wrong, or your first idea wasn't the best idea, and you're gonna have to continue to move forward. And also, another reason so many of you guys complain is you don't see the big picture. You don't see how this problem or this thing interacts with a bunch of other people. You only see how it affects you. And if your only mentality throughout the day is complaining about what does or doesn't affect you positively, you're never gonna have a bigger perspective than your own little world. Another reason I think so many people focus on what's broken is who you surround yourself with, the kind of people that you choose to put in your inner circle. It's incredible how many hours people spend just gossiping or talking negatively about something instead of sitting around talking about what they can do or what they can create or how they can make a difference. Imagine if you took all the time you spent complaining, you balled it all up, and you just took that time and invested it in something positive. Invested it in volunteering, invested it in being a part of the change instead of just talking about what was broken. I truly think the reason people create greatness is because of their friend circle and the people that they choose to put themselves around. So if your friend circle is negative, if all you guys can do is complain about things or talk about what's broken, you have to understand that friend group, that circle is not destined to do great things. You're just destined to complain about a lot of things. When you train your mind to stop just identifying a problem and start focusing on a solution, you give yourself an opportunity to be a part of change. You give yourself an opportunity to be a part of things getting better. I don't understand why so many people love just sitting there in the, hey, this is broken and I can't fix it camp. I could never stay there. I was never wired to just talk about what was broken and not be a part of the solution. If you're passionately complaining about something, maybe you should passionately try to be a part of the solution instead of talking about the problem. It's crazy to me how many people love to scream what's broken instead of spending that energy on trying to be a part of the solution. So here's what you have to get. To all of you out there who complain, to all you habitual whiners, to all you glass half empty people, here's what you need to understand. Greatness is not for you. It's not reserved for you. Changing the world doesn't follow you. Being a part of impact isn't where you're headed. Those things don't chase after negative people. The people who change the world, the people who make a difference, the people who are part of impact, they're positive people. They're focused on solutions instead of problems. You've got to understand something. Your mentality will limit you way more than your ability. To all you problem solvers out there, those of you focusing on solutions, keep going. The world needs your positivity. The greatest companies, the greatest people, the greatest change in the world, it wasn't created by negative people. It was created by people like you, the ones who have the courage to fix what's broken and not just talk about the problem.